the new IEBC wamekuwa sworn in.
Wait, didn't the court just...
Jana koti ilisema Z, but you know the way Kenya works.
This is Kenya.
Like, koti ilisema Z,
Yeah.
and then what happened, they were gazetted, and then in the morning, court tena ikakubali, alafu they were sworn in by the Chief Justice. So it's a whole bullshit. But now, swali nakuuliza ni, does this IEBC know how they'll be under scrutiny kabisa, like they'll be the most scrutinized IEBC ever? Because you know, akina Chebukati ilikuwa there was a tribal division, sindio? So ilikuwa watu wanachukia Chebukati ni watu wa Raila, sindio? Watu wana nini, but this for once there is no that clear tribal line. It's just that wamepatiwa kazi, do your job. If Ruto wins, declare Ruto. If Ruto loses, declare the other winner. Do you think they know how much they're under scrutiny and they can't afford to fuck up? Even if someone else appointed them and handpicked them, they still have a country to keep intact, if that makes sense.
That's such a great question. So I'll premise it by saying, I haven't studied the people.
Yeah.
So I've not gone through checking out the vetting process. I've just been working on headlines and articles about them, but I've not researched to find out about them, their background, and how I've seen their story.
Yeah.
And I think I watched clips of them getting vetted. But what I can say is that if they are coming into the space is already with irregularities, right?
And some two question
marks. That already, in a place where we need no question marks, that already leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I'd answer that. That do people, I mean, unless you're in a coma, and even in comas, I hear people hear things, right? You know where Kenyans are at, right? So unless you don't understand that part, then you can say you don't understand what Kenyans expect of you, right? But if there's already irregularities, for me, that's already a question. And then second, if there's irregularities, then the question is, who are you?
Yes.
Who are you serving? So if, for me as a Kenyan, it's like, are these people going to rebuild the trust in IEBC? Yeah. Because at the moment, even just they think that the system went down, and you can see how Kenyans are talking. And just as we finish, I want to talk about part of the reason why we don't watch a lot of the media and why I'm not consuming so much stuff. And that's why I say even like this issue, I can't really go in deep into it because I haven't been paying so much attention. But I'll say this, because we live in an age of misinformation, people have become trustless.
Yes.
We have no trust in anything. Right? So they have a huge task, a monumental task in first creating some transparency, right? So that Kenyans can buy into, okay, I think we've got the right thing. So already the fact that there's question marks at the beginning, I don't know whether transparency will be the key. And then number two, seeing how every single thing has been rolled out in this Gava in the past 2 years, right?
Yes.
I don't know whether they're going to put it in their budget to first do sensitization. I don't think PR or bringing Kenyans to the table is part of is something that they are worried about. I think they're just like, we need to get to election, we need to get voters registered. Because that was even one of the first things that was said. We're just trying to get guys registered.
Yes.
I feel like IEBC should recognize that for us to participate and be content that this system is fair and just, that you cannot just act like people don't have challenges with this platform. So I think there's a lot of trust that needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah, because I'm just reading what the IEBC chairman, the new one, has said. So he said, today marks the beginning of our service to Kenya. We must be guided by our constitution and the expectations of Kenyans. So you're in this position where everyone thinks Ruto has ndiamekuingiza. Because don't forget, after Ruto approved, then jana the headline was, court upholds IEBC nominees, sindio? Alafu ikakuwa ni High Court has dismissed the substantive petition that sought to invalidate IEBC appointments. But then ikaendelea. High Court also held that the Gazette notice issued by President Ruto to formalize the appointments was unlawful. So that's why they put another Gazette notice. I think he was asked to, and that's why it was released immediately. And after it was released, wakakuwa sworn in leo. But with that comes the question mark of why is this president, who is in quotes unpopular, very quick to get these guys in office? But another way I'd look at it is who Erastus, it's someone tulienda naye high school, yes? He was akiwa form 4, mi nilikuwa form 1. Hard look at it is this. Even if the president is the one who made you get this job, you have to understand that, first of all, ulikuwa qualified. Sindio? You are a lawyer, you have all those qualifications. And second, there's a country, and the country has to be greater than the individual.
Yes.
If the individual wins, let him win. But do not go out of your way, because right now, as things look, things don't look good for Ruto. Najua hivyo? Vile vitu zinakaa. Zile, like the only thing anaweza go back to ni tribalism. That's why they've been this whole thing here, we are all Kikuyus. Nacheki. Just to remind us, say, like, you know, this is not a tribal fight. This is, we are looking for change.
Yeah.
So if you was to go there and try and manipulate numbers like it's 2007, it's different. We mwenyewe unakumbuka 2007 vile uko nasema. Ukikuwa pale kwa ground, you had to literally utoke na hiyo footage kwa ground, uende nayo. But right now, do you need to do that?
No.
You just upload.
Yeah.
So you can't, the same tricks that Tharaka-Nithi can't work in
Yeah.
2027.
But
So I don't know
The thing
kama...
is, either the Velumesema, like they are acting, so the president is acting quite swift. There's already a budget allocation
Yeah, IBC.
for, yes, which is 61.74 billion. We all know Izin is without a commission, no one can do the procurements, no one can do. Now, I think Ruto would try and move as fast as possible. Now, if it's ni irregularities zenye anataka, maybe ama malpractices, zenye things that need to be bought, ama people that are...
But I think hapa tuna think too far.
Yeah.
Because the
'cause
budget,
there's also
don't
the
forget,
thing.
the appointment was late. Oh, pole.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
See, appointment ilikuwa late. So siwezi angalia hizo vitu za budget kuwa approved.
Yeah.
This thing should have happened kitambo kabisa.
Absolutely.
So the budget, of course, ilikuwa tayari ishawekwa kwa inaitwa finance nini. Mia naangalia tu ile one thing I'd want like ethical, and I'm really hoping I'll have him on iko nini. One of the things I want to ask him is just understand there's a country. You can have your own individual interests. When he declared his net worth as over 200 million, I was, after working for the UN doesn't pay that much. And I was like, nacheki, but I took it. You take it with a pinch of salt. I was like, okay, sir. But there's a country. If Ruto wins, let Ruto win. But don't try and mess up things. If things start looking bad for the incumbent, it's not up to you. The people have spoken. You might not like what they've said, but once they speak, they've spoken. Tricks that 2007 won't work right now. So that's one thing I'd want
But
to
then
do.
that also gets me to that place where, in 2007, one of the things that, for those who don't know, I covered the news and I almost died 3 times bringing the stories. But one thing that I found as we're covering the news, getting towards the election, was that there was no one who was ready to lose. And that already creates such high tension, right? That nobody is ready to accept the outcome, right? And that then, we don't need to go through history. We saw what happened with Kivuitu and, where we got ourselves. But with this new team, I think the fact that we even bank on individuals, for me, sounds like a flaw in the system.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think we need to get to a place as Kenyans. I'll give you an example. One of the biggest challenges for sub-Saharan Africa, which I don't like using that word, but just so that you understand the area, has been corruption. Right? And the corruption being endemic, meaning it's been systemized, right? But then the other day I was checking out an article, one West African country, I've forgotten the exact one, not Nigeria or Ghana, one of them has, no, actually it's a state in Nigeria, which is employing AI to curb ghost workers.
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
Exactly.
Shit. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So guys, AI is doing a hell of
Crazy
amazing
stuff.
things,
Yes.
right? So why are we still seated here saying we hope this one individual does the
Does
right
not
thing?
fuck up a whole
Yeah,
country.
we hope these 5 people,
Yes.
right? They should be
You know why?
they should just be they should just be signing off on the system said this.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
know what? It's the whole Nini naitwa IEBC. The first one, the I stands for independent. But that's one thing that it's not. It's not independent. You know why? It's the commission is picked by the president.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is something we should revisit. Like,
Yeah,
kunafaa kuwa na stakeholders, like wewe nominate mtu wenu. Mtu wa
No,
Inafaa kuwa
I
hivyo.
feel like it
Inafaa
should be a
kuwa-
raffle.
wachata raffle ushaichikige there's one thing mupendaga juu ya states ile
Yes.
the district attorney have you noticed that these people even elect like the prosecutor
But that still creates a system, right? This
Yeah,
is
ndio
Kenya.
nakwambia ita create your system ya nini but try and imagine your design where you are it's about the people it's not about you
Because now ethical
you see
now.
now it becomes
Yes.
tricky for ethical and I keep saying hivi like tulikuwa the same high school mi namkumbuka sijui kana nikumbuka kauzazuli za character so but I'm really hoping tutakaa chini naye and I'd want him to understand hiyo na ni kitu moja nitaisema on record itakuwa ile like understand people already think wewe unacheza umevaa yellow na green sindio UDA people already think you have a wheelbarrow sisi kile tunataka tu ni if Ruto wins he wins if he loses he loses unacheki but umecheki kama vile Koech jana akiongea that wengine walipata 2 terms pia si tutapata 2 terms like, no it doesn't
not
work that
guaranteed.
way
But why do you guys pay so much attention to this guy?
yeah, I'm just saying
You know who
that
he is,
when
right? No, I need to tell Kenyans, right? Because I feel like Kenyans probably don't understand, right? If I become a leader of something, I need hype men. Right? Have you ever noticed like rappers walk around with squad.
Yeah.
Squad, their job is to start like I drop my bag, they're like, what? Right? So even in politics, you need a squad, right? So you'll notice that sometimes the president will say something and then some of your MPs will go out and give their own personal statements, which sort of sounds like it's in the same aligned. And then there'll be those MPs who immediately and categorically come out and say, no, this is what's happening. This is not ati because they love Kenyans. It's because of what party allegiances are. Why I'm saying we need to do things like raffle, right? And I know it's a very random and futuristic thought, right? But the future is here. AI is already here, right? One of the biggest challenges, if you ask the average Kenyan, what do you want for your life, right? Do you see the value of a member of parliament, like your member of parliament? Do you see the value of what they've brought to the table all these years? Your mom has been expectational, your grandmother, your great-grand. Like we're all just been sitting here hoping, like the church, hoping and praying for a better future, right? But if we really want to be honest with ourselves, there's a way we can make a better future, right? If we just remove, like people say, we can remove tribalism.
Yeah.
But like you can't if we are the ones who first you have to come and pitch to us, right? And if we don't remove those barriers of create boundaries of things that you cannot be able to tell your audience, so that they're like, ati what? Tunakufa na wewe. You know, and that's why you'll pick a president, for example, based off of your tribe. Which is such utter buttocks, right? Because you know, like it's like the pastor asking you to buy for him a jet, a private jet. The three of us will sit here and go like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Right? But there's somebody who'll be like, akenyewe pastor nahitaji kitu, right? It's because you've sold the vision to them that's not necessarily about them. It's about you, right? And them also tying into your suffering. Not your success, your suffering, right? That they're doing this to us, right? Now, you can remove that because we are all still struggling. The economy is suffering because we're all picking these people who are like patapotea, right? But what if we could have, and I saw a scientist talking about this, that we can, and I feel like the future is here, Megan.
Yeah, the future
is
here.
here. In about 100 years, this story atienda kuna panga line kuvotia
Haitakuwa,
nonsense.
haitakuwa.
Unafanya tu raffle. We get all the professionals. Who do we need to run this country? Like a city like Nairobi, what does it need? Does it need politics or a professional?
Yeah.
A professional,
Right?
yes.
We need a healthy mix of both, right? So you need to only pick the best. We need to pick the best. One of the big challenge Kenya has is that the crop of leaders we pick are not the best.
Yeah, full of shit.
Yeah.
konene so kwa us unatrai kutuma do Kenya, tumia lemfi number 1 kupatiaga the best exchange rates, alafu on your first $100 ilunatuma unabaki umepata $20 cashback, alafu ukitumia the referral code ikonene si wenyewe pia tunapata $20, so unaend up umesupport ikonene ndio tukuwe na better lighting. Cheki jo saizi si unaona unzaniona the last time niliduia day lemfi ulikuwa unaniona hivi, was I this clear? And this is because of the other people who supported vile litumia ile promo code ikonene ya lemfi. So baki umechangamka, ingia lemfi, alafu saizi pia kitu poa, si lazima ubaki umeload wallet yako, unabaki umeshikanisha debit card yako na lemfi, so kituma do ni instant, ikienda kule inaenda, alafu kama kawaida pia kuna zero transfer fees, $20 cashback, una support ikonene, alafu pia vile musemaga jo lemfi international payments for everyone. Ikonene.
So, and then we get what we pay for. So if we picked better MPs, if we picked better MC, I was at a function at a certain hotel, and your tax-paying money had paid for MCAs to go for an event.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of what happens at hotels when they go for those conferences?
Just Russia.
They check in. I was there. I was there. They check in, right?
Yeah.
And they leave. And it's a training. They're being trained on very important things that affect the county. So they can go disseminate the information.
Okay.
They got there, they sign in, they leave. Lunchtime, they're at the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
4 p.m., they've collected their per diem and they're out. Right? I'm not going to mention which county this is, but think, right? You deserve what you pick. Yeah, you deserve what you pick.
Because ukisema hivyo inaniremind the big debate ile imekuwa. So far nimekuwa nikijoke personally that I think the stars are aligning and giving us a very high probability of the next president kuwa Kisii, si ndio? So nikuwa naangalia the sons that Kisii has offered us. Kuna Morara, kuna Maraga, na kuna Matiangi. And I was saying that for me, there's one clear pick that stands out of all the rest. Who do you choose out of those three? And right now, I don't want you to put your Kenyan hat on. I want you to put your Kisii hat on.
Abantu baminto. No.
Sikia Maraga, Morara, Matiangi. Okay, ni ma.
I will
Okay,
I will speak of all of them. So I think Morara, right, he has his heart in the right place.
Yeah.
Right? He has his heart in the right place. Can he be president? I think. Why? Ukraine. Because we usually overthink. Our experience is that someone has to be has start from an MP, blah, blah, blah. Right? But if you look at Ukraine, this president, Zelensky, was, before that, he was an influencer, an actor, and then now he's...
Comedian.
You get, So he acted president, then became president. But I think the first rule of being a president has to be someone who loves the country, loves the people, right? And wants the best. So I think with that, he just gets a tick, right? I think his only challenge is his experience, his temperament, which comes from experience, because I've seen him more than twice now go like, but then I'm back. But then
hata majuzi alikuwa amequit then akarudi tena, I think.
But that's, you see, that's because of caring for people. If you're in the public eye, you are you can't say now I've taken a break from the public eye. You are always in the public eye. Right? And it comes with a very heavy cost. And that's why I think politicians want to get the most they can out when they can, at the time that they can. Because sometimes it can be a thankless job. Umepigania watu uhuru maze paka unalia. Alafu unakosa heshima. Maze unakula hizo deal zote, tenderize it. Matiangi has a healthy balance of both experience and leadership, right? So what do I mean? So we've seen him as CS wa education. In fact, our Gen Z sini watoi wake when he was education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe high school level, because primary level ilikuwa wale wengine.
When they were in primary, Matiangi was when they were in, some of them. 18, 19 hapo.
Huko sasa ni sindosema seko, I think more high school than primary.
So this Gen Z are his toys. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the guy has shown us he can make things happen.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we have to be clear about is that in our country we have I think cabals.
Yes.
Right? So it's not just about being I have a dream, right? Do I feel like Martin Luther would have been a great president? I don't think so. I think he would have been if you gave him time he would have kind of messed it up. But as I digress. Maraga has probably the best profile.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen what he can do. He's spoken about it. My only worry is that power is not given. Yeah. I don't feel like he's hungry. I feel like, and the fact that he said, like even the Bangladeshi guy who's seated, the guy who's currently bringing the country together, there's something he said that just rubbed me the wrong way. He said, people asked me to take this responsibility. But you see, like with leadership, especially in an election, you need to give me some level of conviction. Yeah. So that's just how I look at it. So do I think anybody...
ukichagua mmoja hapo usichagua nani?
No, siwezi chagua kwa sababu hakuna mtu ameniambia Kenya anaenda kufanya. Because at the end of the day, the story is what matters. Yeah.
Okay. Because me nishasema, I'm still feel like Maraga would reset us. Because Matiangi, I think, would continue the same violence as Ruto. Because track record yake ya interior ni mbaya kabisa. I always give the story of, people don't remember, there's this kid who was killed in Isili. Anaitwa Yasin Moyo. So Yasin Moyo was on the balcony during COVID.
Oh, yeah, I remember that kid, yeah.
Afu akapigwa risasi. So that happened under him. Baby Pendo, when they invaded pale nini, happened under him. So I can say, Rivayala, the Kianjokoma brothers. So he was very, and so he's very Ruto-like. Just like Ruto.
Authoritarian.
Yes. So with that, yodo shida niko nayo. Maraga, on the other side, I think would reset us. But sasa shida ni, number one vile umesema, he's soft-spoken na Kenya assume that leaders have to be brash and alafu pia just convincing the average Kenyan that these two tribal goons that we've let run the country for long have never been beneficial to us. They've always benefited themselves. Like niko nafanya podcast na kina Ian na Rapture, I was telling them the story of this girl that I hosted on Tuesday, and she was talking of how she might her family might end up losing their land to Ahmed Nasir, sindio? And problems now na Ahmed Nasir zilianza in 2020 when Uhuru was still president. She's Kikuyu, Ahmed Nasir is Somali. And I was asking, like, that would never happen in a white country. You can never hear a black person is taking land away from a white person in America. It's never going to happen because the way racism works, whites are hapa juu, then the rest of you mko hapa chini. But in situation where it does not matter, you will think the president is my tribe, I'm safe. No, you're not safe.
Nobody is safe.
Yeah. So alafu ile story nasikia ati nowadays in Kenya it's so bad that if you have prime land, tuseme umenunua land Runda, land yako inaweza kuwa inafightiwa kotini na wewe hauna record.
Yeah.
Like two people are fighting, strangers who never, alafu moja atashinda kesi, koti mwambie ende utoe yule mtu alafu akuja kuevict.
Yeah. And
so
they can demolish it before the court now and then keep you in I have a family friend who that is currently ongoing, the home where they grew up in. One day goons just came, the mom was at home, they were required outside, the goons demolished the house. By the time they managed to go to the court to get a court order,
story ilikuwa imeisha. So you see now, this thug system needs a Maraga. It does not need a Matiangi because it thrived under him in some way. It does not need Ruto. It needs someone who's coming from the outside. Ule mtu atakuja. Kuzulichikera majuzi ile story ya Alai and the Runda land.
I saw that.
Did you see that land?
I saw that.
Look at how it looks prime. Like
But
you're an MCA, unatry kuchukua your land. At least iba 50 by... you understand? 50 by 100 somewhere. Not Runda.
The amount of times, that is too common.
Yeah.
It's too common. It happens too... but I want to mention about Maraga. I like what you're saying, but then I also have a caveat, right? I think the idea of... And I hope that Kenyans really pay attention to this, right?
Yeah.
We have this thing of picking people based off of Anaka. wacha tuambie sera zake.
Kona dimples.
Tell us what you gonna do for us
Yeah.
and how. Okay?
Yeah.
So like this issue you're saying, cartels, blah, blah, blah. Call him on the show. Sit him down here and ask him, if you're doing this, how are you going to sort it out? And then don't give us hypotheticals. Like, the way some governors, I'm not going to point to which city, were coming to us and telling us that I'm going to deal with the cabals, the cartels. I'm going to deal with them. My guy, I'm going to, and you're just like, don't speak hypothetical. Give us, you see, like this garbage, right? It works like this. My plan is to choke it over here, right? And then within a year, you should be able to see this. The impact of that. Sasa unafanya pitch, unafanya project, unapitchia mtu anakupatia do. Unamwambianga, wow, I've got this thing. No. Then they'll be like, okay, fuck your ass. Show me why I need this thing. So you come to me and tell me, I'm going to build you guys this. I intend to use this money, right, of your Nini. It doesn't finya you because when I take this one, it's going to take money from this. So what I intend to do is first cushion you like this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'll say, okay.
Kuna idea.
Weka budget hiyo idea. Tumeshinda hapa ka tunaambiwa idea. Kuna president moja alikuja atatuambia atatujengea kitu. Vitu. Na bedhe zilijengwa. Lakini kitu moja mkuuliza, what's it gonna cost?
Yes.
Right? We gotta ask these questions. Let's not just pick people based off of
wacha nitete Maraga niseme nilikuwa naye hapa majuzi, so I think this 2 weeks ago, and one of the things he said that was like his main running thing is back to constitutionalism. So he was saying if we followed the constitution, everything ya Kenya would work because our budget means that no single coin would get lost. So he's running on the anti-corruption nini plus resetting it back to no one is above the law. So anasema ye mwenyewe atakuwa akipatiwa court orders that he does not agree with, but he'll still follow just to show an example to the rest of the country that this is what's supposed to happen.
So he's leading by example.
Yes, na alikuwa anasema hiyo alilearn that from Uhuru because unajua Ruto has been so bad that people are sanitizing Uhuru, but Uhuru was full of shit. Miguna was deported, which was against the law. Miguna alikatazwa kuingia country, still against the law. So all these things happened under Uhuru. So Uhuru pia to seem sanitized to that level. So we've always had all these presidents who've been above the law. Like even when he told him to, like, since the gender rule haijafika, according to constitution, you're supposed to dissolve parliament. He didn't do that. So alikuwa anasema yeye atafollow like everything according to the constitution, and then so that I felt like that was Nini. Do I think when I asked him about youth unemployment, he was honest. He was like, hapo hajakaa chini na professionals come up with a way, and I think he's done. I'm hoping he's done that because that question will still keep coming up.
But Moaf, let me ask you: is presidency an island?
No.
There's what you are going to do with who? We want to know with who.
Yes.
Right? Because one of the key challenges is, I want to do this. So, and we've seen, like with presidents, there's 3 arms, right? So we have the legislature, we have the judiciary, and then we have...
the demon.
Yes. Now, the challenge we usually have is that, like, for example, like right now, right? People have been asking, like, with all these things happening, where's the courts?
Yes.
Right? Where are our MPs? Right?
Useless.
Our MPs are all 2027. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So exactly. Yeah. What's the role of, like, you growing up, what do you know an MP does? Speaks out for the things that are, you know. So you can't be an island. Like, there's what you want to do, and you're saying, I'm going to, even if when the decisions are tough, I'm going to follow, right? You guys are doing this, right? And remember, you can also be fought by opposition, or everything that you do could be taken to court just to slow your things down. Real talk.
Yes.
Right? That's what opposition can do, right? Just, unasema, now I'm going to cut budgets like this. You think guys are going to be like, all your projects could be stuck in, and the country could be just there talking nonsense about you. Will you follow the court orders? Or that's where you'll be like, it's for the benefit of the people. And that's usually where the problems begin, where you push past that and say, so I'm still not convinced. I'm not saying there's good or bad. I'm just saying
which unajua uzuri ni that's the beauty of democracy tunzabaki tume agree to disagree on that and it's nini but wacha tutaona but I think history yote kuna pia try kupatia message to Ethicon that this country like a lot of people are going to be looking at him so as he try tricks zozote
Yeah.
whoever wins
Yeah.